Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you can see me and you can hear me, let me know in the comment section below. Quick chat here. I'm gonna talk to you guys for a couple of minutes because there's a couple of things that I want to address and a couple of things that I want to show, talk to you guys about. Mainly because I've been reading some of the comments and I agree with a lot of you guys' comments. And essentially, because I agree with those comments and I have this platform here in the JH6 channel, I wanted to make sure that I share some of those comments with some of the audience out there because, a lot of you guys are in agreement. And again, I got the platform, so I figured that I could share some of you guys' comments and as well. So, Chicago's in the house. Good to see you, sir. My life is a meme. Is in the house. Good to see you, sir, as well. And so if you're watching, oh look, Jimmy Rant is in the house, big support of the house. It's great to see you live, sir. So if you're watching live, I appreciate it. If you're watching the replay, make sure you like, share, subscribe, share the video, and like the video. You guys know that this type of videos get hit by YouTube immediately. The moment that I click go live, it's already hit for demonetized and all that stuff. So help me spread the message by sharing the video and things like that because I appreciate that. Alexander's in the house. What's up, man? How you doing? So here's the deal. I wanted to talk about this because you know what? Actually, I had a 3-day weekend for the first time in God knows how long. And it's actually pretty nice. I forgot what it is to have a Saturday off. I really did. And I'm enjoying my day off. The baby went to sleep and the wife is watching TV. So I say, I'm going to come here live, talk to you guys for a little bit and sharing a couple of things. First of all, I'm really upset about the situation that I seen lately, and I shouldn't be upset about it because it constantly happens. It's always happening, and I always see things like this happening when a mass shooting happens. Every time that we see a mass shooting, we try to go into the conversation of gun control. And in fact, I've been talking to at least 2 people ask me at work, why do I need an AR-15? And the last guy who asked me that, I looked at him. I said, well, right now I got 4 of them in my safe. And it was kind of like an awkward conversation. But again, it's a valid question. It's truly a valid question for someone that doesn't know much. And I'm opening my notes here so I wrote a couple of things down. But for somebody that doesn't know as much, I could see why somebody could ask that conversation. I'm trying to be open-minded. So those situations to me is always a situation where it gives me the ability to talk to them and share some information. So again, I use that not so much for a confrontation, but more into a conversation and hopefully try to bring those guys into the Second Amendment side, right? So I don't go like, why do you need an AR-15? Because it's my freaking right. I don't do that. I try to establish a conversation and maybe kind of make the other person get my point of view. So, and you know what, guys, I'm not gonna be too cocky or anything, but I like to educate myself a lot, and I'm good for a debate. I really am. I like I'm telling you, I'm really good on a debate. I try to show, there's not much you can tell me to upset me unless I love you. If you're like a close family member and I love you and you said something, I may go high and to the right. But if you're a stranger that wants to pick a fight with me like trolls in here, I tend to keep my calm very, very good. The good Lord says, be wise and be slow to get anger and be slow to speak. So I try to exercise those things before I get into those type of conversation, right? But like Jimmy said, I will answer, why not? An AR-15 is legal. And I totally get that, man. And I kind of do that too. But a lot of times I want to kind of like bring the conversation a step more and kind of explain to them, for example, and one of the things that I want to say here is how the guy in Texas that, faced the active shooter situation in the church, I'm sure you're aware of that. I want to say he had an AR-15 too. So again, I talk about things like police officers, they carry an AR-15 and all that stuff. So I try to bring a positive outcome. You know, the military carry an M4 similar to an AR-15. So I always says, look, man, you could either use it for bad or you could use it for good. But it's not the rifle, obviously, it's the person behind that rifle, right? Somebody put a comment here a while ago that said, it was a good comment. Whoever put it, maybe it was Firearm 101. I don't know if it was you, brother, but somebody said something like, firearms don't have brains. And I was like, yeah, man, no doubt. Firearms don't have brain. I mean, firearms are used by good guys or bad guys. I don't know why the people don't get that. I really don't know why. I would think it's like a simple explanation. But here's the thing that is upsetting me lately. It is sad. It is sad that we see these situations every single day, or every single year. We see situations like this, and the answer is gun control. And my wife shared a picture with me that I share here in the JH6 channel in the comments, not in the comments, in the pictures that I post here in the feed. And he talks about how we protect banks. He talks about how we protect, government places, and we protect all these places with gun, but we fail to protect our schools with guns. I mean, very, very sad that we have security guards at the bank. We have security guards at courthouses. We have security guards in military bases, or police officers in military bases, police officers in all these places. You guys remember the Capitol when the guy went crazy and shot a congressman or something in the Capitol? Just what, maybe less than a year ago? Quickly, the police was able to respond, and I was able to put that guy down very, very quick, because the fact that they have a defense plan. So it is just really, really sad that we constantly see this, and the answer is gun control. To me, is kind of like they don't really care. I mean, it's sad to say, but really they don't really care, because there's not a really good, valid self-defense course of action. There is not. You know, there is truly not. And I said this in my last stream, and usually when situations like this happen, I stream a lot because I get kind of upset about some of the things that I see. And this, to me, is kind of like a way out. I could come here and talk to you guys. But it's really sad how there is not a defense plan in place. You know, we have all these people making a ton of money. You know, congressmen making hundreds of thousands, you know, all these million-dollar people. Like, we care about you. You don't care about me. Don't come here and tell me that you care about me with your $1 million. Trust me, if I don't have money to pay my mortgage, you're not going to give me $1,000, $1,200, $1,500. You're not going to give me none of that money. You don't care about me. Don't come here and telling me that you care about me and you're going to make all these regulations so you care about the victims. If you would care about the victims, you would set up a defense plan. Instead of wasting our money in nonsense, you will make sure that veterans are working in those schools with proper training, with proper firearms to protect our children. You know, it is to protect our children, right? So you really don't care, because you waste money in nonsense constantly. I guarantee you that if I see the state government budget, I guarantee you that there is a lot of trips, a lot of these officials going to places, to vacations, wasting money, overtime that probably they shouldn't even give overtime, because there's not a reason for it. People are abusing the money, because you could see some of the workers in the city not doing anything. And again, you know, you go to the city hall and it's difficult to find anybody to help you, because no one wants to help you, but they're collecting all this money. And so you know what? I guarantee you that if we tied up a little bit, we could find a way to put security in the schools. And once again, guys, putting security in the schools is not going to stop anything. It's really not going to stop the mass killing, because we, humankind, has been doing that for time to time to time. But at least it's going to stop some. It's going to mitigate the amount of time that happened. We could potentially stop some, and we could potentially stop the amount of people dying. You know, I told the pastor a while ago, I say, somebody comes here with a gun and starts shooting, there's nothing we can do. You know, somebody's probably going to die. What we can do is that we could restrain the amount of people that is going to die, or we're going to mitigate that. You know, instead of 17 people dying, maybe it's 1 or maybe it's 2, because someone could take action. So it is kind of sad when I see the situations where, you know, we see the government saying, we want to do this, we want to do that. But let me tell you something, guys. If you see the president of the United States, and I'm not even talking about Mr. Trump, I really not talking about him because I felt that he walked them into the worst time ever because Obama messed up the place big time. He did. But you know, and everybody's fighting, so it feels like it's going to spend the next 2-3 years fighting each other until they get together and they work together because we have to work together. But you know, I remember President Obama talking about, you know, gun control and all that. And I remember thinking to myself, your kids, your children go to school. And I said it here multiple times. Your children go to school with armed security guards, not armed security guard, armed Secret Service, prior military guys that are the best of the best. And they were able to get that job. I mean, I know people that applied for that job and they were square away. So your children go to school with armed people, but my children go to school and I have to pray every single day that the Lord Jesus Christ protect my children because you failed to do that. So it's easy for you when you say, well, you know what, the gun-free school, yeah, we shouldn't have guns in school. Very, very easy because your children are protected. You see, guys, when you don't have skin in the game, it means nothing. It really does. It really does mean nothing. You know what? I learned this from Pastor Mike a while ago. I'm sorry if I'm kind of neglecting the comments for a second, but I wanted to bring this point to you. I learned this in church a while ago that if somebody gives you an advice, make sure that person has skin in the game. Meaning that that person is close to you and meaning that that person is willing. If something goes bad in whatever advice is giving you, make sure he's going to be suffering with you. For example, I give an advice to my children, and if it goes completely wrong, I have skin in the game. I'm going to be like, whoa, you know, those are my kids. You know, when Jesus says, I love you, he died for you. He didn't say, I love you, but, no, he actually died. He had skin in the game. So, you know, when you see these people saying, oh, you know, your children are going to be protected, but my children go to school with armed Secret Service, come on, man. Seriously, like, do you really think I'm stupid or something? It's frustrating. Really, really frustrated to see that. So when we see this stuff, you know, in the schools that, well, we can't put security guards to protect our children or, you know, people are trained for that. I ask why. Why can you not have security guards at the school? Let me tell you something, guys. Florida, down here, you got to have a Class D to have a license, security license, and you have a Class G to be armed. So you could be armed in, you know, in that capacity. So there's already a program. There's already a program for armed security guards. All you have to do is freaking hire them and put them there. I mean, the state already has a regulation or a requirement of what to do and how to do and what to have. So completely in disagreement to this, that, you know, they don't really do nothing about it. It's just very sad. And here's the thing. This situation right here has been a failure again. And I'm going to talk about this, and maybe I would have talked about this in a different video, but I'm going to say it here. I don't even know how many people are watching. Appreciate if you're watching here the stream. You guys are fantastic. We got about 44 people watching. If you want to support the channel, make sure you click like, subscribe, stay tuned. We got videos coming up. Definitely become a patron. There's patrons in here that help me produce content like this. You guys are awesome. Without you guys, I probably wouldn't do this. That's the reality. Too much headache, too much trouble, and, you know, too much complaining here in the community sometime to come here and waste time on my day to do this stuff. So I appreciate you guys' support. But here's the deal, and I'm gonna say this: the FBI, they called them. They told them. They told them that this guy had red flag. And what happened? Nothing. That tells you the trust that you could put in the government. Nothing. They did absolutely nothing. And it's not the first time. If you guys remember the guy in Orlando, remember, killed 49 people? The FBI had him in the radar. That guy was able to buy a gun. That guy was able to have a Class G license to be an armed security guard. That should tell you, even armed security guards could do something. Nothing. The FBI has been responsible, have received tips several times in different situations, and they haven't been able to do anything. They haven't done nothing, absolutely nothing. So this right here is not even, is a failure in the government again. And I'm gonna say, and if I disappear, you guys know why. This is life. But I mean, really, really bad situation. And then the answer is gun control. The answer to me, I'm just thinking, you know, it's not like I'm getting paid $200,000 a year, guys. If you paid me $200,000 a year, I could probably sit down and do a security plan that is going to be fantastic. And I'm not being cocky or anything, but I've done that in the past, you know. There was time in my life where I briefed the security plan for the commanding general. So I did it. I briefed it to my commanding officer, and my commanding officer continue to brief to the higher ups, right? So, but if you pay me $200,000 a year and I could sit in an office with a computer, I'm pretty sure that I could come out with policies and procedures that will be fantastic to mitigate, not to stop, because you're never going to stop this, to mitigate or to reduce or to deter some of this crime from happening. So, yeah. Only answer is gun control. I mean, right now, my answer will be simple. You know what? Put security guards in the school. Maybe, you know, some of you guys make great points. Maybe some of the school teachers want to be part of a security team where we could train them. We could send the sheriff's department up there. Some of those guys are highly qualified to teach them and shooting, moving, and communicating and do things like this. And here's the thing. Let me tell you something, because Pastor Child just shared this with me. Let me open the Discord community. It was really interesting. I didn't even know this. I just made a video about teachers and firearms, right? And he shared this with me. He said in Israel, they do have a security plan. Students and teachers are trained and practice on evacuation in case of an incident. Selected teachers are trained to respond and to cache weapons and store in various locations in the school for this purpose. So essentially, there's cache or weapons, and the teachers are trained to go there, pick up the gun, and you know, obviously fight. School facilities for public events are secure and checked beforehand for weapons and explosives. Profiling is a standard practice to identify potential threats. You know what, guys? I've been talking about profiling, and I've been wanting to talk about profiling, but profiling is like a really subject topic because people will get upset. People confuse a lot of profiling with being racist. There's a difference between profiling a person and being a racist. So, and some of you guys won't like that, but that's the reality. If you look like a dirtbag, you're probably a dirtbag. That's just how it is. You know, that's just how it is. So, Wicked shares something very, and I'm gonna get to this Wicked. I put it in my things to read. But Wicked shares something that I'm in total agreement. And my computer is not that. Okay, my computer is being stupid. But we were talking about getting disarmed. So, and we're gonna talk about that. Maybe I'll bring his comment here in my stuff. But again, you know, gun control. Here's the next thing that I want to address, and then I'm gonna address this disarming thing. CNN. Wow, man, really, it's just upsetting that you are utilizing. I didn't even say that word the right way. You're using the pain and suffering from those children to pass your agenda. Really pass. I just saw an interview with two kids were talking, and the kids said, I slept 2 hours the first night. I slept 3 hours, something like that. And then I slept 5 hours. I had an interview at 1 o'clock in the morning. So these kids are going from interview to interview to interview. I guarantee you mom and dad are making money out of that. Probably. I guarantee you that. They're going to exploit that. Kids coming out in interviews, kids coming out on this. I mean, guarantee. And you passing your agenda on these kids that are using these words as they speak so big. That's not how kids talk. Kids don't talk like that. I got a 14-year-old. Kids don't use this words. But you're using these kids to pass your agenda about gun control. Sad, really sad. Sad on the parents too. I get it that you're hurt, and I get it that you want to make it different and all that stuff. But man, don't use your kids' suffering and pain to probably put money in your pocket. That's just sad, truly sad. And before you say something like, "Oh, you don't know how it should feel," I know how it feels for your brothers to die. I really do. So don't come here telling me I don't know how it feels. And not only that, I know how it feels how your brothers die, give 100% for your country to the point that you can't even walk, and then come here and see how the government is failing to protect our children. I mean, it's bad. Because we don't come out with a solid answer other than gun control. So here's why I don't agree. Here's why I don't agree with gun control. Like I said, they're coming for them in the next 5 years. Here's why I won't agree with none of those things. Essentially because it's not about the AR-15. It's not. If you think it's about the AR-15, you are so run. If you're a gun supporter, and I met some of you guys that support guns but don't support the style military weapons. 2 guys I talked this week, guys. 2 guys. I am making this up. 2 guys. If you're one of those guys that you support a pistol, but you don't support, you know, a silencer, or you don't support a AR-15 or whatever, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's not about the AR-15. It's not. It's about complete disarming the American people. That's what it is for. The guy in the Navy Yard killed 13 people and used a shotgun. So what's going to be next? Shotguns? The sniper back in the what? In the 60s or something? Used a bolt action rifle. The sniper in the 95, I think it was, 97, who knows? The guy in the back of the car, you guys remember that. You know, I remember that. I was like in my 20s or something. He was shooting people with a rifle, and I want to say it was a bolt action rifle from the back of his car. So, again, you know, it's not about the AR-15. People been killing people before the AR-15 was created. So, you give the AR-15, it's going to be absolutely for no reason, because it's not going to stop anything. And then the next shooting is going to happen with a shotgun, and then it's going to be the shotgun, and then it's going to be the pistol, and then it's going to be a bolt action rifle. It's not about the AR-15. It's about disarming the American people. You see, people don't want that rifle. People, they want everything. And if you've been in the gun community for more than, I don't know, 2 years or a year, maybe a few months, I would take it a few months, you will probably realize that it's not about the AR-15. It's about complete disarming the American people. Just turn CNN on. I don't even know why. Sometimes I click on some of the videos that come to my homepage, and I get mad. I don't even know why I watch them. I should just like stop watching them. I should, because it's disgusting. It's sad how we use the emotions of the victims to justify our agendas. I mean, that's what it is. You see the mainstream media, and they constantly doing that. So that's why I love, one of the things that I love about YouTube, because as much as we get hit with demonetized, as much as our videos don't rank, like right now, I'm telling you right now, guys, my videos are taking a hit. Some of my top videos that were ranking high are not ranking anymore. And one of them just started to rank a little bit higher now, thanks God. But again, you know, as much as YouTube censor our content, demonetize our content, as much as that happened, we still have a voice here where we could come here and we could share some of the videos. So it is what it is. And if you don't believe that YouTube censor and demonetize the channels, I don't know what to tell you. I'll tell you what, the JH6 channel used to average about $800 to $1,000 a month in income. Gave me a ton of money to play around, to review guns, to do all this stuff. The JH6 channel now average in accent about $150. So some of you guys that know are good from, you know, doing numbers, go from 1,000 to 150 and let me know how much the hit we took. That's why we're not doing gun reviews like we used to anymore, because I'm just not going to be able to take money out from my family to entertain you guys. I mean, it is what it is. You guys are old like me. You guys have kids, and you guys know. That's why I appreciate my patrons, because their help me to continue to do that. So, yeah, it's crazy. So we need to continue to do these videos. Some of you guys that have channels, make videos, share the videos, go into the comments, start conversations. And again, you know, I'm not talking about arguing with people. We're talking about spreading the message to people in a way that is effective, in a way that is going to actually do positive. You know, because a lot of times I'm just like you guys. I'm a gun dude. I may get upset and I may go like, you know what, man? Why in the heck would I not have a gun? If someone bangs on my door and tries to kill my family, I got to defend myself. To me, it makes common sense. Total common sense. To you, the same way. To you, it's like, dude, come on, man. That's just simple conversation. But to some other people, may not. So I try to deliver that message in a way that I could bring him into my side. It's kind of like spreading the gospel. So, anyways, I disregard. You know what, guys? I kind of messed up. I apologize. You guys are talking. I should have done this. So like that, the comments show on the screen. I mean, I don't claim to be a super master doing this stuff, but some of the comments are there. Big shout out to 3SL Santos. Hello, ma'am. Big shout out to Jimmy. An informed state of mind is in the house. Old Chicago is in the house. Wicked's in the house. A couple of other guys are in the house. If you guys got comments, put it there. I'll be hanging around here for a few minutes. And then I'm going to go spend my day with my wife. Kay Volzy said, my wife was afraid of guns before she met me. She now goes to the range every time I go. She even took some classes and is going for her CWP. Man, that's fantastic, man. That is really fantastic. My wife wasn't really into guns. I mean, she knew about guns, but not really. And but she has her concealed permit, and we just went shooting. We went shooting when we were shooting. Saturday, we went shooting. We shot the M&P 45 on the Glock 19. We had a great time. There's actually a vlog that is going to be here in the JH6 channel showing all that. So stay tuned and make sure you subscribe to my family's channel. Go and subscribe to my family channel. Right down there, the Rosado Bunch. And you can see a different side of me. You know, me and my children and my family and stuff like that. Not so much. More than happy videos. You're going to see happy videos. You're going to see my kid running around and stuff like that. But yeah. Alright, so if you got comments, this thing sucks. If you have comments, put it down in the comment section. And Bob 10 Mil said, how's your son doing with the battle scar? Yeah, my son, if you go and check out the family channel, there's a couple of videos there. He got tripped. He got tripped in the school bus. He has 5 stitches to his face. And it has been unbelievable, the conversations that I have had with the schools. In fact, here's the thing that I'm going to tell you. In fact, I had to tell the dean of the school, say, do you realize that my kid is the victim? You continue to tell me that you had the law protects the kid that put 5 stitches to my kid's face. I mean, you continue to tell me, how can that even be a conversation? All I was looking for, if you see those videos, all I was looking for was for an apology and for you to notify the parents. Not so much like, hey, put him in jail or anything. Just like, hey, you know what? My bad. Sorry. Let me apologize. We're going to contact his father. Maybe his father say, you know what? I'm sorry. I make sure that when I get home, I talk to him about this. Boom, done. Done deal. That's what I was looking for. But instead, the school tells me they can't provide me with information. They can't show me the school bus tape because it's recorded. They can't tell me who the kid is. They cannot provide me with any information because the law, listen to this, guys, protects him. Wow. David Wicks is in the house. Me and David went to boot camp together. So if you go out there and says that I'm stolen valor, like somebody told me the other day, have you ever heard about stolen valor? My reply was, thanks God I'm a United States Marine Staff Sergeant, retire. So I have heard about that. But if you don't believe me, tell Wick he went to boot camp with me. So, Arm Rebellion 47 say, hey, Jarhead, I don't understand why it's so hard to have armed security in the schools with police dog presence. I don't either, man. I don't get it why it's such a big deal. I really don't understand why it cannot be done. It's understandable, but at the same time, we spend here in the city $200,000 to put some covers at the park for the sun, and I mean, which again, I went to the park with my kids the other day. It's great. I love those shade and the covers and top of the playground and all that stuff. I mean, it's fantastic, but at the same time, it's like, man, maybe we need to set up priorities. The priorities to protect our children. So maybe we should have done that and allocate that money for that. Jimmy Ram says the family is awesome. Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate that, sir. That means a lot to me. Let me see. Gregory said, what is Governor Scott saying? You know what? I don't really know much about him. I tell you what, that from the hurricanes that we have had and the news that I have watched, I think he's pretty locked on. I think he seems like a pretty good guy. I mean, the Hurricane Matthews and Hurricane was it Irma? I mean, they were in the ball, passing information, all that. So I was really happy with that, with the way that turned out. I mean, it was the state was in an emergency state, all that stuff. So I was pretty happy about that, and I like what he said. He pretty much says that, what the FBI did was unacceptable, and he called upon the FBI director to be fired or resign. So that's fantastic. So far, he looks to be like a pretty square away guy, man. But then again, I don't know much about him. God knows. So. David Wicks says it is the idea of something that is happening to less than a fraction or a percent of the population, which they are trying to sell us as a major issue. Yeah. I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, well put, man. And I hate when I see people saying things like, this doesn't happen in other countries. That's total lies. That is lies. I mean, we live in the best country ever. And if you don't believe me, ask any veteran that has been in places like Haiti, places like Iraq, places like Afghanistan, some of the old school veterans that went to Vietnam. Ask them. They will tell you how good this country is. So, yeah. Jimenez, Semper Fi to you, brother, from Chicago. Good to have you here, brother. It's fantastic. I guess Trump, Jimmy said the faceless. Trump did say that. Okay. There's a conversation going on. Okay. I don't know much about Trump and what's going on, so I'm not going to give an opinion because I feel that I'm not educated to say anything. I haven't been following that. But it wouldn't surprise me. Tactical Man is in the house. What's up, man? Go and subscribe, Tactical Man. He's my shooting buddy. And he got a pretty cool rifle. I'm not going to say what it is. But he's working on a pretty cool project. Hopefully he records a little bit. And he puts a video on his channel. And plus his beer is so tactical that it's just unbelievable. I'm legitimate. I'm hating on his beer. I'm jealous. Like legitimate. I'm gonna say here in front of like 40 people watching, I'm jealous of your beer, man. I wish I had it, but my stupid job made me shave. So, all right, let's see. MK Tina said it's not a big deal to get police or K9 or veterans. We must demand it. Yeah, that's why I don't. And you know what? I mean, it makes me sad to see how CNN is taking advantage of these children. It really does. It's sad that they do that. Really sad that they use their pain and suffering to pass their agenda. And you could tell how they're reading the camera, you know, and they're talking about all these issues that I think to myself, unless you, I guess you're a super educated little kid, because my kid doesn't talk about that. But, and I get you passionate about it, but it's sad that they pushing this agenda to the point that one of the kids was saying, I haven't slept in 3 days because all the interviews that I'm doing. And yeah, they're just exploiting this situation. It's just sad. Very sad. All right, let's see. Inside Freedom said, this is such an ongoing fight. Never ends. Yeah, man, you're right. Never ends. And it's not going to end. Jimenez says, gracias. Thank you. Some of you guys don't know what that means. You should know. Everybody know what gracias mean. For all that you do, have a great day. Thanks, brother. Semper Fi to you as well. Gregory says, I have been in over 50 countries in America. I have been over 50 countries. America is the best by far. No doubt, man. No doubt. So that's why it upset me when people say, oh, you know what? It's better in other countries. Are you crazy? Let me tell you something. Wicked. Listen to this, Wicked. You'll be like, wow. I was talking to my mother-in-law yesterday, and she was telling me this. My mother-in-law was in the comments too, by the way. She watches my video. Big shout out to my mother-in-law. And she was telling me how in Portugal, because, you know, my wife family is, my father-in-law was born in Portugal. Came here when he was maybe like 16, 17 years old. And my mother-in-law was born in the United States, but they lived for quite some time. They went to Portugal to live there. And they have a number, kind of like a social security number. And before you buy anything, you give that number. Anything. I mean, we're talking to the point that it could go down to coffee. So you go to the coffee store and you have to give that number. Now, my father-in-law was telling me that coffee places don't do that, but technically they're supposed to. But the groceries, anything that you buy in the freaking country, you have to give that number. And at the end of the year, they pull out this report that shows how much everything that you have bought, and it kind of compares that to your income. And if you spend more money than what you made, they start asking questions. So it is a registration. It is a registration not only for weapons, it's a registration for everything. Your clothes, your food, everything. They register everything, and that's how they control you. You know, in Cuba, you have a notebook, kind of like a checkbook, and you go to the store, and if you're a family of 4, they write 4, and they give you 4 pieces of bread. That's a communist country right there, guys. So they control everything. And you know what? I'm not going to be that. I'm sure that it's not going to be that way for me in the next 20 years here. But you got to be really careful, because like Wicked was saying, in the next 5 years, where are we going to be? I need to make sure that my children are going to be living in a free country where there's not a dictator telling us what to do, how to do, and when to do it. So got to be really careful with that stuff. Sometimes we think about our life. We have to think about our grandchildren's life, you know. And I'm sure some of the older guys here that have grandkids, they'll probably be like, yeah, man, it goes fast. Really goes really fast. We could just say Europe was nice 20 to 25 years ago. Yeah. So. Jimmy said, I'm jealous of your vortex scope, LOL. The reason why I requested that one to review, Jimmy, was because I went to the range and I was shooting 200 yards still, and it was dark. The plate was about 12 inches. So it wasn't that big, but it wasn't that small. At 200 yards, it gets kind of small, right? But it was dark. It was getting dark. And I couldn't hit the plate. So, and I was shooting with a red dot. So I wanted to have a scope of 1x6x24 that I could have some magnification, and that Strike Eagle, which I haven't shot yet, supposed to give you 6-time magnification. But now Tactical Man is in the house. Tactical Man was just showing off. He was like ringing the steel at 200 yards like it was cool. So, all right, let's see. Apologize if I didn't see your comments. Comments are coming so fast that it is unbelievable. Yeah. All right. So, all right. Rob is in the house. Good to see you here, sir. He says, here's some education for you. The NRA created the background checks first. Apologize, the comments going up. Not the government. The NRA cares more about citizen safety and American rights than the government does. Okay, got it. So, all right. So if you guys got any comments, put in there. I think we've been doing this for a while. If you haven't subscribed to the family channel, make sure you subscribe to the family channel. It's going to be linked down below. The Rosado Bunch. We're having a great time there, and we're just having fun. We just I'm going to be off for in a little bit. I'm going to take a vacation, so I'm going to be off for a few days, but I'm already recording videos to post in the channel, so you won't even tell that I'm now doing YouTube because the videos are already scheduled to come out. We continue to put videos Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And like today, you know, I'm home, so I wanted to do a quick live stream just to address a couple of things that have been bugging me. So that's what I wanted to do. But again, appreciate everybody watching. All you guys that support me here in the community is fantastic. Some of you guys that support me on Patreon is super fantastic because, again, it allows me to continue to do videos like this. And money always helps out to make the videos. So I appreciate really your support. You guys are just awesome. Stay tuned because we got a lot of videos coming up, guys. And as always, God is in control.